I'm working 9 to 5, this 9 to 5 don't work for me. I gotta find my way about this ain't how it's supposed to be. Feel like I'm settling for less, that's why I gotta leave. They may not understand it, it's not for them to see. Cause it's my vision and it's not yours, no. And you won't get it until reverse rolls around and around. I put my dreams on hold, you told me how that sound. I wish my dreams could pay cause I work for right now. Ain't had nobody yesterday gon' hold me down. Voila.
This episode is sponsored by the Moxie Hair Studio, located within the Phoenix Salon Suites, 2401 North Shepherd, Suite 205. So one of the best things about going to the Moxie Hair Studio and having Emily do my hair is that it's not just an appointment. It is girl time, as she likes to say. It's our time to hang out, talk about everything that's been going on in our lives, catch up, but also feel beautiful, feel empowered, and just ready to start new, whether it's getting a new fresh haircut, or whether it's getting a new color, or just getting a blowout. If you are interested in booking with Emily at the Moxie Hair Studio, go to her Instagram at glambyemilyr to see her availability.
Hi everybody, welcome. It is 12:15. We're a little behind on schedule, but no worries. We are ready to go. We're excited because today is TGIF Friday, and we are here again back on the Cargo Ladies Pink Couch here inside the Cameron Ironworks building off of 711 Milby Street. If you have not been here, you must check it out. It is a wonderful spot to come and have some coffee, shop, just interact, and have a good weekend here with your friends or family. They always have so many events. So if you're not aware, we are actually going to be interviewing the one and only Faith Cisneros with Shop Local Market, and also possibly her husband might pop in. Chris Cisneros, he is busy as well right now, but he could possibly pop in, hopefully, cross our fingers. We definitely want to hear a little bit from him. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about, before we get the interview going, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on for this weekend here in the Houston area. There's so many events regarding breast cancer awareness, and one of them I wanted to talk to y'all about is actually HTX Fight Camp in the Heights is hosting a Boxing for Boobs event. So if you're aware or you are interested in possibly supporting, all of their donations and funds will be going for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we definitely want to make sure y'all can help support the community in any way. They're also another local small business. So definitely wanted to shout that out as well. Also, we will be hearing from our sponsors today. And at the end of this interview, we will also be sharing the Latina and Fitness feature for October. We shared it last week, but we're going to be sharing it for all October episodes. So we're really excited to get this interview started because this is an exclusive. Faith has never had a one-on-one interview with anybody that she's told me no. So as far as I believe her, she means that she's never really had a live interview or a interview of this sort. So before we get started, we're gonna bring her on. And again, thank y'all so much for the love and support. We really appreciate it. But come on, Faith, let's come on down to the pink couch. So, hi everybody. And if you're watching us, you should be able to watch us from IG, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you like to watch live streaming at. And if you're not able to watch us here live, then you're able to watch it later at your own convenience. But thank you so much, Faith, for being here on the couch with me.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. We are very grateful. So some of y'all might know Faith for a couple of different reasons. Some of y'all might know Faith because, one, she does Shop Local Market on a regular basis, right?
Yes, we're extremely busy right now.
Yeah, so that's one of the ways y'all might know her. And then y'all might also know her because I've been sharing the space, and she is the I would say the guru behind the mastermind behind all the things going on here at the Shop Local Market space and inside Cameron Ironworks building. So thank you so much again for coming on here. I know This is your first one-on-one.
Yes.
But I told you it would be as easy, as smooth. Like, we're not going to ask you too many hard questions, but we do know there are people that are very interested in you as an entrepreneur, as a woman, a businesswoman in the community. And I know people want to know a little bit more about you, which is kind of nerve-wracking for you, right?
Well, it's I'm just a busy girl, so it's, I don't find it interesting, but if people want to know about it, we'll share.
Yeah, we'll share.
We'll share today.
We're going to share all the things about some of the insight, I guess, as far as your background, why you got started, all those wonderful things. Y'all, if y'all have any questions as well, please send them through. Oh, I see somebody, actually, Jim Mendez. Woohoo! Hi, Faith.
Hey, Jim.
Awesome. Yeah, please send any questions through. We can see them through Facebook and YouTube, and we will be checking them as well on Instagram on my phone. We got Shop Semi Charm saying excited to hear. So yeah, see, there's people that are interested in you.
Nice.
I like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I hope I don't disappoint.
no, you won't disappoint at all. We will also have a short sponsor break. So just so y'all know, we'll be taking that here in the next 10 minutes or so. But again, thank y'all so much. Somebody said hi, Mom. Oh, that's your daughter.
Hi, Paige. I got all my hype people on the line
Yes,
today.
yes. I like it. Awesome. We need that kind of support here in our community. So I gave you a couple of questions to kind of get you prepped for this. And one of those questions was, what were 3 things that describe you, Faith, the woman, the entrepreneur, what as far as like who you are and what you do?
That was a hard one. I mean, I think overall, I'm just a dreamer. I find myself with these ideas, and I just try to. If I can see it in my head, I'm going to try to facilitate it if I can. I know, like my husband, he's always like, "Don't say anything out loud in front of Faith," and I tell people that if you don't want it to happen, don't tell me.
Right.
Because if you have an idea and you have a dream or have something in mind, I will fight tooth and nail to make it happen. Yeah, I think I'm ambitious. I don't stop. I don't have a hard time sitting still. So that's where a lot of my drive comes from, is because I'm always looking to, how can I improve? How can I make things better? How can we fix this? Or how can we fix that? Or this isn't working? Or, I'm always looking for the next idea and, trying to facilitate the best that I can.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I agree with that. I think you were that for me. So you didn't know this, and I didn't know a little bit about you, but for me, one of my goals was to do a market. And so I was able to do that with that collaboration with Shop Local. And I kind of just told you, and you were like, okay, how can we work together, right? So I really appreciate that for me.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Definitely.
Because we really, I had a vision, you had a vision, and we're like, okay, let's do it. And there's not a lot of women out there that are as willing to make things happen sometimes.
I mean, definitely, if it's in my capacity and my time frame, and I can fit it in my schedule, I will definitely do my best to make it happen. But yeah, I do want to see everybody, succeed and do great things, because it's what I tell everybody. You never know where things are going to lead to.
Yeah.
And it's so true. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who's in front of you. You never know who's going to stop by. And these are seeds that are planted, and things flourish and grow from just, the connections that you can make.
Yeah, for sure. And you're absolutely right. You never know what one thing could lead to another. I've got a couple more comments coming in. Let's see. We got another one. Parisha. I don't know how to say your last name, so I apologize. But she says, hi, Faith. But yeah, that's true. You never know where things are going to lead to. So one of the things I think a lot of people are curious about is kind of like the beginnings, right? The beginnings of you as an entrepreneur. So when did you realize you wanted to become an entrepreneur or own a small business?
I don't think there was ever a time where I said, "Hey, I want to own a small business." I think that I'm just a product of my environment. Growing up, I've been doing markets since the '90s. Like, and I haven't been facilitating them, but we used to pop up on Westheimer Art Festival whenever they come out. I think they come out twice a year or something like that. But I've always surrounded myself or been around artists and musicians and poets and just other creatives that growing up in my late teens and my early 20s, it was just our thing. We were going to go to a gig or the guys were going to play. We were going to pop up. We were going to sell their merch, or I used to make jewelry. I used to make candles.
Oh, there you go.
Back in the day. So we were we had our little tables and we'd be there supporting, our musician friends or whatever was going on. So we were always out and about. And it was just a way of life for us. It was a way of gathering. I've always loved to be around energy where people are either inspiring or they're motivating or they're just in general just enjoying each other's company. So it's just been a way of life for me. Whenever there's no time or place where I said, "Hey, I want to own a business."
That was not something that you dreamed of as a little girl.
No.
Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to own all these businesses and do all these wonderful things for the community.
No, I just knew that, back in the day, like even with I've been in the vintage scene for a very long time. I mean, and it wasn't even the vintage scene back then. It was, hey, I have old clothes that I want to, get rid of. I'm going to go pop up and, because back in the 90s, 80s wasn't really considered vintage.
Right.
And as long as I can remember, as soon as I could jump on a metro, I was like on the metro going to the Goodwill just to shop for clothes, So I've always loved thrifting, and I've always loved. Back then, it was like vintage to me was from the 50s and 60s, But now it's kind of changed. Now it's like 80s, 90s, even 2000s considered vintage.
The 80s and 90s are definitely vintage now for sure. And I actually am wearing one of their pieces here. So I actually got this at the Cargo Vintage spot downstairs. It is a 90s. What is it?
It's like a Baroque floral setup. Yeah, those are fun jackets. We sell a lot of those.
Yeah, and I love it because it just brings out a different style in me. So Faith always says you need to wear more color. You need to wear more patterns.
Yes, it's all about the color and all about letting your express yourself, and don't just be so plain.
I know.
Have a little color in your life.
I know. I'm a very neutrals girl.
Yeah.
I love the blacks and the whites and the creams and the tans and the pinks.
Yeah, but we're getting better though. We're getting better. Every time she comes in, she picks out something new and tries something on.
So it's slowly getting me out of my box, and I really love that. We have another comment coming through. Oh, Pop Soap. We love Shop Local Market. The coolest people in Houston. Aww.
No, I didn't pay them to say that. I'll cut you a check later.
Yeah, we appreciate that though. So moving forward, as far as like you as a businesswoman, what motivates you to keep going?
I think it's just the need to. I mean, honestly, the businesses that we have. Right now, I'm basically working for the businesses. If I don't wake up every day, the business keeps going. So I'm an employee myself. So it's just always trying to make sure that our businesses have what they need and that they're constantly in this day and age we're trying to get the information out there. So it's changed a lot. Back in the day. A lot of people don't know this, but back in 2007 is when I actually opened my first brick and mortar. We had a coffee shop in Midtown.
Okay.
Yeah, so I opened a coffee shop in Midtown, and inside that coffee shop, I had a little nook where we sold. We would sell our vintage, we would sell our little trinkets and doodads and stuff that we collected along the way. And during that time, it was when the economy kind of took a crash. So in 2009, we actually made the decision to close that whole space. But with the idea that if we would bring it back someday. So I've always told myself that it's just a matter of time, place, opportunity, that things will happen the way they're supposed to. So,
And that's a great experience for you during that time. You probably learned a lot about owning a business, and then it seems like unfortunately, the economy has all these twists and turns, right? So we're constantly relying on the economy, especially small businesses are relying on the economy to do well, to stay open.
Yeah, and it's crazy though, because like even with COVID, back then when we took that dip, it was, I don't think that we had the thought processes that we do now, or the tools as far as social media is concerned. Because we still had customers that instead of buying the $5, $7 coffee, they were buying the $2 drip, so we actually thought, okay, well, maybe if we stay open longer hours, we make this work somehow. But, at the end of the day, it just was it was a hard decision for us to close down that business. But now it's crazy, because during COVID, when we shut down, we had to retrain our brains to get back to the basics. We don't have the ability for people to walk around and come into our shops. We didn't have, like, Shop Local shut down literally for a whole year, which was devastating, because I was like, how can we help these small businesses still get out there? We still have to make money. We still have to support our families.
So y'all were doing no markets during
no
COVID.
markets. We totally shut down Shop Local for at least a year, maybe a year and a half. But I am a business owner as well. So we had Labels Vintage that was open, and we had to think about it, like retrain our brain, like how do we generate an income when the world is shut down,
completely stopped to some
Yeah.
extent. So what did y'all ended up?
We took it to social media like nobody's business. I was posting 200 plus items a day. I had a team of people. We my friends and partners in life. They got in on it with us, and we started posting every single day, like every item. I sell vintage, so there's no post one item and you can buy 10 or 20 of them.
Right.
One piece at a time. And I'm not gonna lie, we had like an assembly line going. We were taking DMs. We were doing drive-bys. We were doing curbsides. We were kicking things to the door. I mean, we were delivering. It put me in a place where I thought, I can't depend on things just to happen for me. I got to go out and make them happen.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what we did. I mean, I think, and I hate, I don't know if I think a lot of people have said this, but some people made more money during COVID than they'd ever made,
Right.
based on online
Sales.
selling,
Yeah.
lives. We do live auctions. It was, but we got through it. We did it, and having that experience, I hate to say that, but going through that, it has helped us now. As far as like when things start to slow down, okay, well, we got to switch it up. We got to change it up.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? How do we make it better?
Now, and it's actually we're trying to retrain people to come back into places to shop, to not just use social media to shop. You can now come in and browse, and it'd be more just not just a shopping experience, but an overall experience.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, cargo, vintage, and shop local market space. I'm gonna say, if COVID had not happened, I don't know where we would be within our businesses right now. So we actually, this opportunity came from what we went through during COVID. So I'm not going to say that, it was a good thing, but I'm going to say that we did adjust and adapt to the times.
The big word is pivot.
Yeah.
You definitely pivoted y'all's
we
business.
sure did, yeah.
I got a couple questions coming in here. There's a bunch of supporters. I love it, y'all. We love y'all. So let's see. We're getting some from Instagram. I don't see any on YouTube or Facebook. I got some on Instagram here. Let's see. Is that Leslie? Leslie put, "Hey, boss lady." Of course, Pop Life Popping Company says, "Hey, ladies, it's the Popcorn Guy. My question is, when is Faith going to start her YouTube series, mentoring small business owners?"
Okay, so with everything said, I am in talks of doing some stuff, but it's hopefully after January we're going to start getting some stuff out there. And yes, everybody's always asking, "Hey, we're going to do a YouTube channel." I don't know what you guys would want to hear me talk about on a regular basis, but I'm such a I'm always on to the next thing. My brain keeps going constantly. So
We could always have you on here doing a business tip of the week or
I
something.
mean, yeah, that might be cool. I've had people ask, you should do a YouTube with, all kinds of stuff, like with the vintage and how y'all do this, or with, the markets, and send me a list of things that you would like for me to talk about. So
Yeah.
then we can put something together.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have our also wonderful duo, Gimme Gomez. We love Faith. Her and Shop Local Network provides huge platforms for us to be successful and grow. Thank you, Faith, for everything.
Aww.
So, yes.
I feel the love.
Yes.
Love you guys.
For sure. And, I'm not there. The people are coming out to really voice the love for you, because you truly do help small businesses. One of the things I admire about you is that you're not in it necessarily just for you and your own your own business, but you're really helping so many others out there as well. Where does that passion just come from? From where you kind of started and where you have grown from?
Yeah, I mean, we want everyone to be successful, and I think what has made Shop Local a success and brought us kind of to now is the fact that we're a family. When you join, us on markets or whatever, my motto kind of is that, I want people to be surrounded by people who want to help and who want to, I always tell people at the markets, if you need help, let us know. So I put up tents. I'll go around and I put tents up, and hey, you need flyers. Hey, you need this. I know somebody. So it's a big networking. So I don't think it's anything I do. I think it's a community of people that we're surrounding ourselves with, who are eager and willing to help everybody. And when you get yourself into that kind of environment, there's nowhere else to go but up. You have to. We all want to succeed. We all have knowledge that we need to share. We all have tips. We all know people. So it's just a matter of opening yourself up to receive the information and learn from it. I'm learning every single day. Like I absorb so much information from everybody, and I take that and it shapes the way I do things going forward. So I always tell people, we're a community, we're a family. I've been some of my Shop Local people that have been with us from the beginning, from day one, from my very first market. I think I started it back in 2016. And I don't know if you want to know about how that got started, but Shop Local got started because of a need I felt for a community of creatives to have a platform that was not necessarily there for them. There's a lot of people that have hobbies, crafts. They've got these talents, but they're not as polished as as others, and they were not. There wasn't really a platform for them to showcase their work or their items.
The beginnings.
The beginnings. Yeah. So that's where I felt like we need that. I need people that I know that don't have a business or a DBA or whatever. Come out, bring a table, set up, see what happens.
Yeah.
I still tell people that. Bring a table, bring a couple of things. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You're going to get inspired. You're going to get the bug, and you're going to. And guess what? We're all here to help you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I go. I see things going.
I think so many people that are going to watch this are going to be like, oh my God, that's the most I've ever heard you talk. Which is great, because you're really spitting out some truth bombs here and some inspirational words. We got a comment here. Best advice for those starting a small business in Houston. We'll get to that question just here in a little bit. We're going to take a short break for our sponsors, because we do have sponsors. They're one of the ways we were able to actually have this platform. We really appreciate them. So we're going to go for a short, quick 30-second break, and then we'll get back to those questions from y'all. We really appreciate y'all, and we'll be right back.
Do you own a small business and need help with tax info, bookkeeping, LLC filing? Texas Premium Financial can do this and more. Joanna Lopez has the knowledge and expertise to make sure you're making all the right moves for your business. Call today at 832-990-0403 or book an appointment online.
Okay, guys, we are back. She's like sharing the story. I'm like, wait, let's get back on. Let's get back on. She's trying to talk. Let's see here. Okay, we got a couple other questions coming in as well. So we want to talk about how you got started with Shop Local. So tell us a little bit about the beginnings on how that happened.
So Shop Local was created as an idea. Like I was saying earlier, I felt like there was not a platform. Well, okay, so we had, when we opened our second brick and mortar, when we opened Labels Vintage, which is located down in Polk.
There you go.
We were hosting little pop-ups in the parking lot, and it as that little pop-up grew, I was like, we were putting the vintage out there. I was selling my vintage. Is that what we were doing? And we were seeing that, hey, people actually are coming. Like, like people want to buy this stuff. So I tried to venture out with my vintage shop and to hit some of the other markets. At the time there was other markets, and they were like artesian markets and stuff. But at the time, the vintage wasn't really kind of that geared for that type of market,
right?
And I had started hearing, a lot of others say, well, we're not really getting into the other markets because we're not as polished, or we're not, ready and set to go and sell on that kind of platform. So that's where I was like, well, we want to take the show on the road. I want to get out there. So how can I do this? And so I thought, well, I'm not the only one though. There's others that are having the same issues. And then that's how Shop Local was born. Basically, being from the background of being at events and creating events and gatherings and stuff, I just, I started asking, hey, can I come here with my few little vendors, and can we pop up at your bar or at your this or that? And I got a lot of no's, but eventually somebody said yes. I think my biggest yes at the time in the beginning was Carbach Brewery. Carbach took me in with open arms, and they were like, we love what you're doing. How can we support you?
There you go.
And that's how we started to get a little more traction on it. And little by little, I hit up other places, and I was like, hey, I've got this little thing I want to do, how about I come to you, yeah. And they were like, well, we don't know, we'll try it. So, little by little, I just started creating more relationships and just meeting people, and then little by little, it's just grown, and it's taken on, a life of its own now. Yeah. So
now everybody does markets, right?
Well, yeah, now everyone's doing them.
but it's a if it wasn't for people like you who took an idea and really ran with it, you did inspire other people in some form or fashion to be like, oh, well, I want to do something like that, but in their own realm, right? Maybe not necessarily with vintage, but in their own realm of creating a platform for people for small businesses. Yeah. Let's get to the questions here, because I don't want to forget about them. Let's see. So, best advice for those starting a small business in Houston.
My best advice would be know your product. Be passionate about your product. Basics. To do a pop-up, I would say go to them.
Yeah.
and experience the pop-up life, if that's how you want to start out. It's just fundamentals as far as setups. What do you need? Figure out the things you need. How are you going to take payments? How knowledgeable are you on your product? Because that's a big thing. My husband always tells me, if you don't talk to people, you can't sell nothing. And I know I'm not a big talker. I don't talk a lot. I'm usually behind the scenes, and I like to stay that way. But definitely, you have to get out of your comfort zone and get out there and talk to people and tell them about yourself and sell yourself basically. But I feel like anybody that's passionate about something, and if they can create a product from that, and you can talk about it with your heart, you're going to sell yourself. You're going to sell your product, and it's so many people are shopping local these days. They want to support the hustle. They want to support us as small business people. And
I'm one of those. I mean, like she knows. Like every so many days, I'm in here. Like, what new do you have? And people, I always kind of preach to others that the reason why I'm able to shop local and to support small businesses is because I actually don't purchase from the Targets and the Walmarts and all that. I really prioritize as far as small business shops. I really prioritize that, and so that's why I'm able to buy a little bit more, because there is a higher price point at times, and then there is also a pure quantity as well. So it's all about how you want to support people. So just like y'all support those big businesses, definitely come support us as well.
Yeah, I would say one thing I would say my best advice is for someone starting their own business is figure out what your niche is. Because I always tell people, because there's so, in what I do in the vintage world, there's so many people doing the same thing. But I tell everybody, it's okay though. We can all sell the same type of product. But guess what? People are going to come shop for what you offer and your aesthetic. So it's we can all sell jewelry, we can all sell candles, but find your niche, find what is a reflection of you and your style, because they're going to go to you for your style. So I think that's my best advice. It's like, do you?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. That's the best advice you can give. Being yourself is the best way to be able to reach whoever you're trying to reach. Okay, we got a couple more questions in here. We appreciate y'all so much. How can we join Shop Local Market, and what do we need?
So I do have, as far as vendor applications, are on my website, shoplocalmarket.com. Is it angry emojis? Somebody's mad at me.
Oh no.
Shoplocalmarket.com. I do keep that my calendar pretty up to date. And I do have to let people know we do book out months in advance. So it's just a matter of getting on there and applying early. Because especially with the holidays, everything's getting booked up super fast. But yeah, you can apply. And if you don't hear from me, or you don't, hey, shoot me an email, bounce up to the top, because my inbox is pretty flooded.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm getting an assistant, so that's coming.
Yes,
So,
for sure.
yes.
She needs all the help. You need all the help you can get. Okay, we got another question. Where haven't you done a market that you would like to do? Ooh, I like this question.
In locally or out of state?
I don't know. So what areas, I guess, of markets that you would like to do that are here in Houston that you haven't done?
What I think I would really, and I'm heading in that direction. I mean, as Shop Local is growing, we are definitely gearing towards bigger things. But I would love to do like a music festival. I would love to bring it back to like the old days. I mean, because like I said, I grew up, on Western Arts Festival. We used to hang out at the Mount Marley Festival.
Yeah.
So anything on a big enough space where we can have bands and just some kind of old school music, just great vibes. That's what I love.
So if some of y'all that don't know, I know this about Faith because I've been around you enough to know your love for New York, which right now they're not a real big fan right now because we're playing against some, the Astros are playing against them, but I do know Faith has a great love for New York City. Would you ever think about wanting to do a pop-up, a Shop Local up there?
So pre-COVID, we were actually scouting areas in New York to go out there. COVID happened, so they kind of shut everything down. I think what is so appealing to me about New York is that there is no shortage of people, and that, I mean, literally, and I love New York. So, but I've gone to the markets out there, and they do have, cool stuff that people sell and stuff. And I'm like, man, our vendors rock in Houston. So I'm
There you
like,
go. There you
they
go.
would make a killing out there. I mean, it would be a trip, but I would eventually one day love to, take that show on the road. Like I said, there's no shortage of people out there on any given day, on any.
Right.
What I love about, and what I would love. Okay, so back to the question about where I'd like to do,
A pop-up.
a pop-up. I would love to do a huge block party here in the East End. I tried to shut down the streets. I applied for a permit to shut down the streets on Polk, but I was denied because they said it's a main vein for the metro to go, and I got shut down. So that's still my dream. I would love to shut down some streets here in the East End.
Yeah.
And do something here. We are, however, going to be at U of H downtown on November 12th. We're going to take over their space, so that should be a big one too.
So obviously we're talking a lot about East End, shop local, but you also have your hand on the North Side Farmers Market. So talk a little bit about how you got in there.
Yeah, so North Side is also my family. I work very closely with the Greater North Side District. I do curate events for them, and they keep me super busy, and I love them to death. So that opportunity came to me through my Northside family. They had just renovated and reopened, and I was asked if I would want to do a market out there, and I was like, heck yeah, that place is amazing. Yeah, and there's no, like I said, there's no shortage of people over there either. That if you haven't been to the Northside to the Houston Farmers Market off of Airline, you need to go because you can shop your produce, and then on the days that we're there, you get to shop some of your shop local vendors. Our vendors will be out there all through October, Saturday and Sunday. So like this Saturday and Sunday, if you're looking for something new on the North Side, you're going to find some of your favorites out there too.
Yeah, and I love that about you, that you're kind of like, you're using your talents everywhere in the Houston area.
Yeah, and the idea over there too is to not only have a platform in the North Side, but to get some of the North Side folks on that side, that have small businesses and want to try it out and popping up. It's available to them. So we do encourage all small businesses or all crafters or hobbyists over there to reach out to
participate.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a couple questions here or comments on Instagram. Shop Semi Charm said, love that she keeps it real. Shop local out here to starting the foundation for many of us makers. And then Amanda with Heels on Wheels said, let's do it. Let's shut it down. Let's shut down. She's like, heck yeah, our vendors are fire. She's like, shut it down. The streets, in other words.
Yes, shut the streets.
Shut the streets down so we can have a block market. So I don't want to leave just yet because there's so much more I want to ask you. So, and we're gonna get into that right now. As far as a lot of y'all know Faith, but y'all also know Chris. And I don't know if Chris is gonna be able to come in because you said he was in the middle of.
He had a shopping appointment this morning, so he's out doing the laundry. So we don't just run the businesses. We do the laundry.
Yeah,
we take out the trash. Yeah. There's not one thing that we don't do. So it's definitely we're a jack of all trades here. So.
And you're a duo as well. What are some things about working with Chris? Like, what is it like working with your husband? Some people are like, oh, I could never work with my husband. Is that the case with y'all, or you're obviously y'all work pretty well together?
Oh yeah, no, he's my rock. To be honest with you, it's funny though, because like I said earlier, Chris is like, don't tell Faith you want to do something unless you want it to happen, and it's very, very true. Because I'm always like, what are you thinking? What do you want to do? Tell me so we can facilitate. We can make it happen. Come on. But I have my ideas, and Chris helps me bring them to life. So if I need something, built, if I need a sound system, if I need, audio somewhere, he is definitely my guy that does everything for me. So and he's the face of Cargo and Labels Vintage. Yeah. So he's an expert thrifter and curator. He knows his stuff.
Yes, he has found some wonderful items downstairs that I was just looking at, some new stuff, and I was like, and whoever bought the pink leather jacket, I am so sad. But
that thing was amazing.
But you got like an amazing piece, like for real. It was a real deal on that pink jacket.
I will tell you something though that's funny. It's a true story. I met Chris at the Westheimer Art Festival.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first time I laid eyes on that guy. And so we met, actually hanging out and at a market at the Westheimer Art Festival. So it's funny to this day. I mean, we haven't stopped. We're still doing the same thing we've been doing. We've been married for like 23 years. So yeah, it's been amazing.
He probably didn't think that this was going to be like, at that moment, probably didn't think that y'all were going to be at festivals for a while.
The rest of our lives. Eat, sleep, and breathe.
Yeah.
No, but he knows now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. As far as being a small business owner, what is one of the most rewarding things for you that you love about being a business owner?
I get fulfillment out of it, honestly. Like just knowing that something that I'm passionate about has taken on a life of its own, and that at the end of the day, I do this for the community, but I also do this for my family. I expect my kids to take over.
Oh, did y'all hear that? You're still watching?
Bella and Ian. So yeah, I've got one. I'm trying to prep them that hey, one day we'll never retire, but one day I want to take a long vacation. I haven't taken a day off in years. But at the end of the day, we all do this for our families. We're here to make a better life for our families and leave them with something. So
create a legacy.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the path that we're on right now. So.
Which I think you're doing a great job of. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people, like I said, know you. They know you're the mastermind behind all of this, but at the same time, they want to know more because you're behind the scenes all the time. Yeah, which is okay. But you're getting a sneak peek. You're getting honestly, you're probably just getting like just a top layer right now at this point. But if y'all have any more questions out there, please send them our way. Please ask if you have any business questions or just questions regarding the area. As far as like the businesses send them our way before we come to a close. Amanda also said, yes, it's yours. It's your family's. Yes. I love that. I love that y'all are coming on here supporting. I appreciate that. I know Faith appreciates it as well.
I do. I was wondering if anybody was going to tune in.
Yes, I'm glad we got people tuning in. And like one of the things I love about this platform, this new platform, and Faith has been also a motivator for me. She's just like, oh, I love the new show because it's a new way to really engage with those people out there that are a part of this community, the small business community as well.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're live. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that we're live. We can interact. We can see, and you don't have to just be on Facebook or YouTube. You can be on any platform, and we can see what's going on. So we really appreciate the questions coming in. Let me see. So let's go on down a list of like all the businesses. So if you want to go support and follow Faith and all of the things that she does, we have Shop Local Market Space, Cargo Vintage Ladies, and then
I have Labels Vintage Streetwear, which is located on Polk Street. I am co-owner in Bella Charms Company, which is a little company that I started with a good friend of mine, Roxanne Rivas. I am head of the Northside Art Market, Vintage Street Fest. Let's see, what else do we do? I'm sure there's more.
So I know you have some markets coming up probably this weekend. What markets do y'all have going on?
Yeah, so this weekend, like I said earlier, we will be at Farmers Market every weekend in October, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 5. So you can always go out there, support. There's going to be a pumpkin patch. There's a lot of photo ops going on. Sunday, we also have our annual Halloween bash at Carbot Brewery. So we will be out there from 11 to 4:30. The time has changed. Thank you, Astros playoffs.
Those darn Astros. They're messing
I know.
our schedule
I
up.
have a love-hate with playoffs because it's going to be during my market hours. So we're going to have some issues. I need a big TV brought on site stat, because everybody's going to be watching the game. But so there will be a watch party at Carbach at 6 o'clock. So if you're looking for something new on Sunday at the Houston Farmers Market, they will have the game live too at Wild Oaks. So you can always come out, support the market, and then you can still watch the game there. So next weekend, though, again, we're going to be at the Farmers Market, but we also have our big MKT event, our annual event at MKT, the Halloween Hike, Bike, and Fright Fest, which is an awesome event. It's off of the Hike and Bike Trail over there at the new Heights facility. MKT, if you haven't been there, it's a beautiful space. They've got lots of locals that have taken up brick and mortars there too. So it's another opportunity for people to have their own shops in that space too. But that's happening. And then, you can follow my calendar online at shoplocalmarket.com and see what we have going on for vendors. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm always posting where we're at or what's coming up for the week. We are at, I can't forget my Axelrad. I'm at Axelrad every week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and some weekends. So that's my other home, Axelrad Beer Garden. We love Axelrad. And we pop up Tuesdays is the 80s night with open mic, Taco Tuesday with Boombox Taco. Wednesdays we do live jazz night. We have American steak night.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try the steaks. They look so good every time I see them.
Oh yeah, I love to post those steaks. They're like the money shots.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're there for that. So yeah, you have to follow my calendar and then you can see everything.
Yeah,
always busy.
Yes, for sure. We've got Mr. Pop Life Popping Co. He came back on. He said, "It's me again. When are y'all hosting another Latina focused event? I'm trying to find my wife something to do." Oh my goodness. Well, as y'all know, me and her did collab this past August. Possibly, hopefully, it will be a yearly thing for us to do for the Latina Day HTX. But we'll see how it goes. But I know you can get your wife to come and participate in any market.
I keep her busy. She needs it. If she needs something to do,
I'm gonna tell Wendy you said that.
Yeah.
We know her personally. If y'all don't have any more questions, though, no worries. Y'all can always send a DM or a comment on the actual videos. They'll be saved as well on all the platforms.
Well, yeah, and I also have to mention headquarters. My headquarters is at the Ironworks building. So definitely always, if you're always looking for something fun to do or in a nice air-conditioned building, this development is amazing. Shop Local Market Space is located here. Our first little brick and mortar for the Shop Local Market. You can shop some of your favorite artists and makers in my little shop there. We have cargo here, but we have Segundo Coffee, Second Slice.
Second Slice sandwiches is my favorite.
I mean, there's a whole list of small businesses that have opened up shop in here. So again, here at our headquarters is
there's something like if you have not been to this space, you need to come check it out. It is just magical. Is the way I can express it because it's so different. It's no other space like this in the Houston area that has small businesses like this, and so
the container setting. Our shops are built out of shipping containers. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very resourceful. So if y'all don't have any more questions out there for us, no worries. We appreciate y'all coming on and supporting us and supporting Faith and letting her share a little bit about who she is and what she does. Oh, Jim came on real quick. Let's see what she has to say. Jim, what you get to say? Shop Local is the best. We love Faith and Chris. Thank you for all you do. Yes. We love y'all too. So we're gonna go ahead and head out. TGIF, it's Friday. Go catch you a beer. Go catch you a mimosa. Go enjoy this beautiful day.
Yes, we sell beer here too at the Ironworks building. Go see Segundo. He's got local drafts here. What else does he have? Some bottled wine.
Bottled wine.
Yeah, we're going to be showing the game here all playoff season.
Yeah.
Big team now.
Yeah. So definitely enjoy y'all's Friday. We'll be closing with our Latina and fitness feature for October, so definitely want to check that out before we sign off. But as always, guys, thank you for the love and support, and let's vámonos. Bye.
Let's Vamonos fitness feature for October is Elva Trevino, owner and CEO of Champions Club.
Hi, my name is Elva Trevino. I'm the founder and CEO of Champions Club, a gym for leaders, and we are located in Houston, Texas, virtually serving clients all over the world.
Hey Elva, what was one of the biggest goals you had for this year?
And one thing for me as I've been building Champions Club is freedom is the number one thing that is my personal goal. Freedom to be able to serve my daughter and to be present when she needs me the most. And as she's, going into the preteen and teen stages, this year for me became about that. No matter how fast or strong something could be built, if it takes me away from that ultimate desire to have freedom of time for my family, my father's fighting cancer. We've had so many challenges on the health front in those aspects. So if it doesn't help serve that long-term mission, then it's not for me. And I think this year I started to have healthier boundaries, saying no to things that I didn't need to say yes to, more so because at the end of it, it's about families first, right? So business is always going to be there, but our family may not. And I think that that's extremely important for you to also prioritize.
Hey Elva, what was the importance of getting a proclamation from Houston and McAllen, Texas?
So to get the Houston proclamation, it was so cool. So it was actually given to us on the day that our gym was, established. And we wanted it to serve as a day for Champions Club. So it's called Champions Club Day. We wanted it to serve as a day in the community where you're just acting like a champion. You don't have to have a Super Bowl ring for you to do that. What you wanted, it's a way of life. It's a commitment to excellence in everything that matters to you. For me, it's faith, it's family, it's fitness, and it's financial education. One, to serve our generations, behind us, but also to help people wake up and to be able to do more. So for Champions Club Day, it was more about get active, get in your community and serve like a champion, get in your homes and feel like a champion, and just help empower people around you that you care about the most, and obviously work out. So after Houston, which we were really excited to get that, we shared it with our team, and it was everyone's win. It wasn't just mine, right? So I started to have in my heart over summer, pulling back and just kind of reshifting my family dynamic, that there are a lot of communities like A-Leaf, Texas, here in Houston, where I went to high school, that I've already been serving for a long time. My clients in year one, in the first 90 days, had gotten into 13 countries. And we've been spread out forever. But I knew that the ones who helped mold me, whether they were good or bad, I knew that I could just envision these little girls just like Elva that needed to hear something. And even if it's one person that we're impacting or one family, it's a start. McAllen, Texas has my heart because there was just so much that happened there. I was, always in sports and music programs down there, but there's a lot coming with this new proclamation. We're excited to be able to lock arms with clients we've already had, previous leaders that we've already worked with under the radar, and now it's their time to have our impact and our support and our empowerment so that the Latina leaders down there can really have their own testimonies just like ours. It's an incredible area, and they're going through so many challenges, from immigration to sex trafficking, lower income, higher income. There's just a lot. So it's time for them to have our support.
Hey Elva, what would you like to tell Latina entrepreneurs that are stepping into unknown spaces?
Girl, do it. What do you mean? That's a part of our culture, I feel like. I was actually saying this yesterday. We figure it out, right? So, I'm Mexican, mostly Mexican-American, and my dad's got some Cuban in there too, but I love our Latin culture. And as a Latina who's doing something that some people have never done before, whether they're male, gringos, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this so that other people behind me can have an easier path. And I love seeing so many committed fitness professionals. It's not a competition. You guys are on the exact same mission, may feel a little different, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, but we need everyone's efforts. And even to the girl who invites a friend out to the park, you have no idea how many lives you can change with that simple invite. And You know, it's just do it. Quit being scared. You'll figure it out along the way. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the finances. Nothing will always be right. So just start.
Subscribe and follow so you don't miss our next episode. Thank you to our sponsors for all the love and support.
I got these goals.